How are you doing?
I am fantastic.
Yeah?
It's great. Everything's good except for the Suns.
I was just going to say, I waited all week. What the heck has gone down with the Suns? They just suck.
They missed the playoffs.
They need to blow it all up.
Yeah.
They need to just blow it all up and be done with it. Yeah. I was at the game the other night, and it's hard to watch.
Did you see the one where they lost by like 35 points to Golden State or something?
Thankfully, I have pretty good seats, and I sold those because it was my mom's birthday.
Okay.
It was on Tuesday, April 8th. And so I wound up selling the tickets, and I got a hefty penny for them, and which is surprising. I'm like, you know what? Golden State's a pretty good team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of transplanted Californians here.
Could possibly sell
Let
for
me see if there's a sucker out there that'll pay a bunch of money for them.
You found one. Huh?
Oh, 100%. Exactly.
Yeah.
They were two, Golden State fans, because you can see my seats on TV.
Yeah.
Two younger Golden State fans. So I'm like, yeah, all right, thank you. I appreciate it. You have something to watch. We don't. So at least someone got to watch their team win, because we sure as heck haven't. It's been a joke. It's probably one of the most disappointing seasons I can ever remember from any team that I've ever rooted for.
Did you go to a lot of games?
And that's
this
saying
season?
a lot.
I'd say a lot, because we are Cardinals.
I've rooted for the Cardinals. I've rooted for the Jets. I've rooted for the D-backs.
Well, just the expectation, right?
Out of every team.
They had flashes of it. We'd see it,
They start out 9-1.
Yeah, I know.
They start out 9-1, and they're going to finish 10 games under 500. I mean, it's just insane to me.
It was weird. A friend of my wife's, she has had season tickets since 2001. She's decided she's going to let them go.
Yeah, they upped it another 20% this year.
You're kidding.
After that, well, they have to do something there in the second apron, and they have the highest payroll in the league, and that's what you put out. Heads need to roll here.
Maybe
sorry.
we'll just go to that steakhouse every day. And try to make it up.
Maybe that's going to pay for itself.
Yeah, maybe.
He'll take care of the
I'll
rest.
tell you, that's probably the best thing that happened this season was that
it was
steakhouse.
the rah-rah room.
That's a blast. I gotta tell you, we love
for those of us that don't see that, the Suns just straight sucked.
Yeah. I didn't even come out the other night in the second half. I came out for maybe 10 minutes and then came right back in. I'm like,
You just hung out there.
It's horrible. It's horrible to watch. The product is disgusting.
Yeah.
It's just
doesn't seem
I've
like
been
they
15
care.
years I've been going. 15 years I've had season tickets. It's horrible.
I know, but you're still gonna renew.
I you know what? I was going to cancel, and then I just forgot about it, and it automatically renewed.
They got you another year.
Well,
huh?
listen, they got to
On a
change it.
20%
Look, I
increase,
said
too.
it before. I believe in Ishbia. He's gonna figure it out.
I
What
don't
do you
believe
think's
in his
gonna
stocks
happen?
right now, because his stock is down a lot.
It doesn't matter.
UWMC.
They're dominant, and they're going to dominate. When rates drop, it's going to go up like crazy.
Do you think they're
Been saying
going to?
that for 3 years, bro.
Yeah, rates haven't dropped yet.
They started to.
They started to,
And then it
and
went
they
right
went right
back
back
up
up.
again.
That
Just-
was probably the most volatile I've seen since in 30
This whole
years.
week. Look at the whole week.
I
The
know.
stock market up, down, up,
Well,
down.
tariffs, no. Yeah, and that's but listen, he's playing the long game, so I get it.
Doesn't sound like the long game. He's flip flopping.
Well, no, he does it, gets his concession, and just pulls it out 90 days, make sure they do what they say they're going to do.
You know, this is the big question. Is he a genius or is he a nut? You
We'll
know,
find out shortly.
They're
We will.
both.
It's
They're
only-
both, right?
Time
Yeah,
will
we're
tell.
both. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what? You had something about Zillow here?
Yeah, you know what? I had it's just something that just really kind of, I always ask you, Doug, when I don't know stuff, and usually it's pretty easy to figure stuff out, but this Zillow thing has me kind of scratching my head a little bit. It says, Zillow will stop showing some home listings next month, and what to know. I was like, okay, makes sense. Starting in May, Zillow is going to remove for sale home listings from its platform unless they're sourced from a multiple listing service, an MLS, basically saying it's ending its previous practice of displaying listings submitted through other channels.
So basically what's happened is there's certain companies that want to have their own MLS, and they've been creating kind of their own MLS in order to have a competitive advantage because, back in the day, you could have pocket listings where you had sellers that did not want to be on the regular MLS. They wanted somebody that to show them that worked exclusively for you.
Yeah.
So they would have you could have your own listing agent who would basically make calls to other agents and put it out there to their own company, like, hey, I have this listing. This is especially in higher end homes.
Okay.
Higher end homes. A lot of the people don't want to. They don't know who's walking through their home, and so they wanted people to be able to be there every single showing, and which you can still do honestly if it's on MLS, but not be available to the public. Didn't want their neighbors know what's going on.
Okay.
There was certain reasons that people would do a pocket listing, and and then all of a sudden clear cooperation. So basically, the National Association of Realtors said, you know what, we're going to have clear cooperation now. There is no more pocket listings. You can't do that anymore. If it's for sale, if you put up a sign, it has to be listed in the MLS. There is no more pocket listings.
Okay, now that's for agents?
That's for agents. So if somebody wanted to do the same thing, they could not. It would have to be an MLS. And so, but after this whole thing happened with the lawsuits and everything, Clear Cooperation said, okay, you can do some sort of marketing within your own body. And there's been a fight on this for years back and forth, whether it should be, because most sellers would agree, I would imagine, that you're better off letting the whole world know that your house is on the market.
You want everybody to know.
But some people don't. Some people just want, just, hey, only the people that you think should know about it. I don't want everyone traipsing through here. And so there's a fight. One of the companies here in town, which is a big company that's national, has their own MLS system, and they've been putting it on a day before to kind of give them a heads up before it gets listed on MLS or gets listed on Zillow or anything else. So Zillow scrapes all of these, and then as soon as it goes on market, they scrape the MLS, and then it goes on to Zillow as well. And so this is a way to make it so that Zillow can't do it. So Zillow was never supposed to be a real estate company. They were supposed to just be an information company. But, what they did is take all the data and, they get leads, and then they market those leads to agents.
Yeah.
So they're making money doing that. So Zillow has weaseled their way into making a really nice profit.
And they turned into a real estate company, really?
Yeah, that's exactly what they are. And they're profiting off of agents. And agents are like, that's bull. You're taking my listing that I worked hard for, that I did my marketing dollars, and you're collecting buyers for that and then giving those buyers to another agent.
Yeah.
And agents think it's wrong. And so I understand both things, but how is Zillow supposed to make money? But what Zillow does is they go in and they say, "Yep, we're not going to compete," and then they compete. Hey, we're not going to buy houses. We're not going to buy houses.
Yeah,
and then they buy houses.
And they do loans too. They have their own mortgage company.
They do. They say they're not going to do it to get in the door, and then they do it.
Wow.
And so they have the real estate agents don't trust them, and they don't think it's fair that Zillow is taking their listings and marketing them as their own and making other people, giving them to other people that pay for them. And so
makes great sense.
So it's a big fight. And so now Zillow is saying, you know what? If you guys even market it on Instagram before it goes out, if you market it on any of these pre-MLS things, we will not have it, and we will ban your listing from ever being on our site again.
Oof. So that's a pretty big penalty.
And that starts in May.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah.
All this is legal?
They said that
Who
they're going to
knows,
stop
man?
it.
It's real estate drama.
What if I'm selling my house and I don't have a realtor? Can I put it on MLS?
So no, you have to have a realtor to be able to put it on MLS.
Okay.
But that's the crazy thing. If you're a realtor, or if you just wanted to sell your house
sale
for
by
sale by
owner,
owner,
yeah.
you could put it on Zillow.
Well, okay. So say that I go and I do that, right? And then I can't sell it, and then I decide that I want to go and have a real estate agent do it. Then am I barred from being able to have like the real estate agent do it?
Probably not, because you're not licensed. If you're just trying to for sale by owner, and there's for sale by owner sites as well that you can put your house on. I don't recommend it.
You think
at
that
all.
because of all these big giant companies that have turned into these giant conglomerates that they did this to stop them from kind of insider trading of houses, kind of? Like, is that kind of part of it too, or?
It's more of taking their information back. I think real estate agents are, back 20 years ago, before Zillow, you were able to take that listing and you had your sign up and you got sign calls and you were able to advertise that listing and you'd get the buyer calls. And so you were able to take that one listing and then, the neighbors would call because they always wanted to hear what the listing was.
Yeah.
And so you got multiple sales from that one listing. And that all changed once Zillow came around because people could just look it up on the site.
Just like that. They outsourced you. Yep. All right, coming back. Doug and the team you can always reach them at 1-800-SELL-NOW. Well, hold on.
Boom.
Okay, now they're playing it too much. I'm starting to get playing it all the time.
It's all over, buddy.
It is. I know John plays it now on KUPD.
Dude, why not? Hey, if you
It
get
is
the
a
chance,
catchy tune for sure.
And not to mention the look on your face when you get that out of left field is like.
Call Doug Hopkins 1-800-SELL-NOW.
So the good news is you can swim in his pool. You just can't move into his house yet.
I was gonna ask, but I
Pool
didn't want
looks
to
good, man. The pool looks good.
Who would guess you can swim before you can live?
A nice zero edge pool is beautiful.
It's beautiful. It is truly amazing. And
It's also 65 degrees. I don't know if you want to jump.
what
now.
about your heaters?
Yeah,
I could put the heater on. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
dude.
But and I don't want to get into it, Doug. I know it's frustrating, but they haven't quite finished everything yet. But it's getting close. I think I'll be playing pickleball next year.
Next year, dude.
He's got that court ready to
It's a
get
good
set
thing
up.
your kids are out of school. You wouldn't have to worry about the moving and all that stuff.
There's
My
no
goodness.
more frustrating project I've ever had in my entire life. Every time you think you're right at the finish line, it's like, nope, you're not. It's, from the tongue and groove being messed up to the tile. The tile, I think, is finally fixed on the fireplace. The bathroom shower, I think, was just done. It's just the tongue and groove is, and that's,
That's huge. That's
huge because
ceiling.
you have ceilings and big tall ceilings.
Yes.
It just sounds dirtier than
I imagine it's going to be a lot of work to take it down and re-put it up.
and getting the stain right and the boards. You'd be amazed at the boards that come over. There's a lot of them that are hugely damaged, so they have to go through them, and then sometimes the installer doesn't see it. They put them up, and then it's like, whoa, this isn't right. This is not lining up right. This is, it's just.
Well, to me, these are professionals that do it for a living and all day. How do they not know that?
How do they not
that
catch
wood
it? How do
was
they not see
bad?
it? Yeah.
I don't know, Kevin. I don't know.
It's just kind of like you have
The
realtors.
windows were installed in the wrong direction.
Wait, hold on a second. Were they unlocked from the outside?
No, just the glaze was on the wrong side. And,
so
it's
you
like
couldn't see out, but
a
they
couple
could
weeks
see
ago, it
in?
was 70 degrees, and it was 146 degrees on the measuring 146 degrees on the window. Like I don't even know how that's even possible. It's 70 degrees, but it's just.
Did they have to pull the windows out and put them back in? Or what?
Yeah.
That can't be easy.
Yeah.
That can't be safe.
Yeah.
I just and again, we're not going to get too deep, but the incompetence of multiple different sources at trades, as well as them stealing your lights. I mean, that's just bizarre.
It's been one of the worst experiences
I
that
think
I've ever
the
seen you
one
go through.
good one, the shining star, is the pool company. I would guess.
Pool company has been fantastic.
Actually, they helped you out too on that one thing.
They've been really good.
So we'll have to give a shout out to them because you can
And you said
swim.
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, it's amazing. The house is truly, truly unbelievable, and it's going to be amazing. It's just all these little things that you got to fix before you move in that are a pain, and that if you had a family, you're ready to move, and most people don't have the luxury of the time that you have. Because usually they're selling and they have to specific
they're expecting to
times.
move into a certain
I
time.
mean, you imagine saying, "Oh, sorry, I can't sell my house. It's going to wait 4 more years till it gets done." And
It was 4 years, but yeah.
it's right there. It's right there from the time that you had your shovel in your hand.
We're over a year past due.
Yeah, that's what I figured. It's right around over
Anyway, The good news is that you're right there, man. We'll be swimming here this summer for sure.
Yeah.
You just can't go in the house.
Well, I've learned not to say for sure.
for sure, yeah.
I've learned not to say for sure.
Well, you got air
That's
conditioning
right.
in the garage too, so if you get too hot out in the pool, you can always go in the garage.
Yeah, so we got your birthday's coming up here this Friday, right?
Yep, next Friday.
So as far as you were gonna have it at your house, no? What are we doing?
You know what? No. But what I might do is take a few people up and we'll go up and see the sunset or something like that and have a few beers just on the patio and maybe I'll push you in the pool, Kevin.
I'll jump in. I don't care, man. I don't care. 65 is warm
Cold
for me.
plunge his ass right in.
Yeah, 65 is refreshing.
Yeah, it's on Good Friday. Then I got to hide the keg for John.
Oh, yeah,
Holmberg.
you got a lot going on.
We got the Easter keg hunt.
And then
That's on Friday as well, so that'll be fun. Last time I did it, I hid one here at the office, and there was probably 100 people just
Scouring, man.
scouring this place looking for that keg because each keg wins a prize, and man, these people are crazy.
they
There's
are.
so
they all
many of them.
They all like look forward to it. They put it on their calendar.
heck yeah.
It's a big
Easter keg hunt.
Good chance to get out there, run around.
I think he does like 150 kegs, all around the valley.
So when they
great
find
idea.
them, they get a prize, or they
Yes.
get okay.
Does it come with beer?
No, they're empty kegs.
Oh, okay.
They're empty kegs. Yeah, no, they get whatever number it is. You get a certain prize, and there's the grand prize. I think is $5,000.
Wow,
I think
that'd be worth driving around.
Don't you usually give that out?
I don't know if I sponsored it this one or not. I know I'm doing that concert again, but it falls on the same day as the Kentucky Derby.
Oof. You got to be out there. You'll be doing mint
Yeah, I'll
juleps.
be at Kevin's house.
Yeah.
So then they want me to go from Kevin's house out to the concert, which is way out on the other side of town, and then get on stage and give away the $5,000 check to the lucky winner. I don't know.
It's a
Yeah,
tough
that'd be
drive.
tough.
Because the Kentucky Derby doesn't go off until 4 o'clock. Oh, it wouldn't be me driving, by the way. But the Kentucky Derby, I think, is at like 3:30 or something.
Yeah,
like
so
that.
our time,
So
4
I
o'clock.
wouldn't be able
Yeah,
to get out there with traffic because there's a concert.
About 5?
Probably until
5:30?
Well, yeah.
you should get like a police escort.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
a
would,
helicopter. Oh, no, wait. That went
No,
bad
that was-
in New York this last week. So
Yeah, that was horrible.
that was awful.
That was just horrible.
I bet you Holmberg could make that happen. Like, because you're a special.
I'm not doing that.
I'm calling him. Come on, that would be awesome. Have the police
And
show
look,
up
here's
and then
Doug,
take
and,
Doug.
you
No
know?
way. Yeah, the police would laugh at me.
I would think it's funny as heck. And
Actually, Holmberg has
He's
a
good
thing
connections.
with the
Yeah.
police, but no.
I'm
I
going
would
to
not
text
do
him.
that.
And
No.
yes.
No, I'll have Joy
That would
drive.
be
If
so
I go,
awesome.
I'll have Joy drive me.
Yeah, behind a police escort.
Exactly.
No.
A couple of dudes on motorcycles
Yeah, I don't want
zipping
you to
through.
miss the Derby and miss that. Come on, you got to do
No,
it.
I'm not missing the Derby.
All right.
I look forward
So
to it
hey,
every year.
Kevin sent me this thing over the course of this week. You sent a couple of things, which were,
I try.
You know
See
what?
if you guys
Just
open
paying
them. I don't know.
attention. Well, I try to avoid them, but these were actually somewhat decent. So, Dreamfinders Homes opens Maricopa County community. It says Dreamfinders Homes opened its first Phoenix area community in Rancho Mirage in Maricopa. Now, the weird part about this is the home builder is selling homes in Arizona for $100,000 below the Metro Phoenix median price.
Yes.
You've heard about this. It's kind of something that's popped up on a number of different sites. It says that they're offering floor plans ranging from 1,593 to 2,531 square feet, with pricing starting at $339,990. And
Very affordable.
that says that's 1-2 stories. It also says that the average right now is $459, so they're over $100,000 under the median market price,
And they're brand new
and they're brand new. How can they do that?
because they got the land cheap, I'm guessing.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is there manufactured housing?
It doesn't say manufactured. It just says that they're putting
No, they're-
together and
They're single family homes.
and see here, I got a little article right here. I can click so we can get some more info. But basically, what they're saying is that they've just figured
Yeah.
out a way to make these
I mean, that looks like a very, we got,
normal home,
Tile,
modern
stucco.
designs.
yeah.
And they said that they've even got multi-generational suite upgrades. So
So that's in, you said, where's it at?
it said that it is over in Rancho Mirage in Maricopa.
Yeah, well, that's the other, obviously a little bit outside the market. I
But
think
still,
they're making it more, 100,000, but you're in Maricopa, right? You're outside of Maricopa.
But still, even Maricopa homes are still selling.
Pinal County. It's Pinal County. which is weird, right?
Yeah.
Named Maricopa and Macau.
City of Maricopa out there.
Why
but-
they named it that is so ridiculous.
I just thought it was interesting to see. I can't imagine. It says it's got a community fishing lake, basketball court, pickleball courts. Kevin might be interested in it.
Yeah, maybe I'll retire out there.
I just thought that was kind of interesting. It was one of the things that you sent over,
Yeah.
and I thought that people out there looking for cheap homes, there are going to be options available for you if you keep your eye open for these things.
That's definitely needed for sure in the valley. It's definitely needed, and but they're getting pretty cool as far as being able to build more non-conventional ways instead of using wood or whatever. They're using 3D printers to print a lot of the walls and stuff like that. And,
They said we had that one story the other week with Lego blocks where they're using these blocks where they're able to like kind of put the whole houses together.
yeah.
It's amazing the different techniques they're coming up with now.
You're going to be able to build custom homes now in, I don't know, a few months instead of a few years.
Maybe it goes
Maybe.
I should have waited 10 more years.
You picked the wrong time to build. Kill it back. Kevin actually, he was all over like sending us information this week, and
I'm always looking for content.
yeah,
Why don't you? Can you play that on the air? That TikTok.
the TikTok.
You won't be able to see it, but you'll be able to hear it.
You know,
Is there
I'm
a way
not
to
quite
do
sure
that?
if I can pull that up. Let me see if I can do that.
Or maybe we should wait on this till the next segment.
That's fine.
Well,
That way we could play it.
I'll tell you what, we'll do that then. So, home buyers face less stress with more listings hitting the market. It says that Realtor.com weekly housing data report showed that listings prices flattened even as new listings and active inventory growth continued. The data suggests that March home shoppers will have more options and a bit more time to evaluate those options this year versus last. And it says households who aren't yet ready to buy will find more relief in the rental market. It says rents fell for the 19th straight month. Through the decline was less than 1%. So it's interesting. The rentals, they're dropping. Are you seeing that in your rental stats?
As of this morning, there was 26,606 active listings right now.
So wait, we were at like 10,000.
It was less than 10,000 for a long time. We were at like 7,000 in
Yeah.
2021, 22. And then in 2022, it started going up, and we got into about 10,000 and change. And over the last few years, it's been growing, but staying steady between 12 and 14,000 or something like that, 15,000. And it's in the last 6 months to a year has popped up to now 26,000. It's there's something coming here, man. There's
Really?
a lot more inventory than there's been in a long time. And we're getting a lot of phone calls. I can tell you this, that even all the my competitors and also guys that I know that are doing fixing and flipping now, they're getting calls. People are there's chinks in the armor for sure, and it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next plays out over the next year here. I think we're going to talk about that.
Nashville.
Oh, there it is.
You know what?
Let's play it.
Why don't you
Should I play it?
play that right now? This is an interesting take from, again, this is a
Is
TikTok.
way, way too high in
Let me see if I can start from
three
the beginning.
cities that I expect to crash in real estate in the next 12 months. Coming in at number 3, Nashville. Nashville is way, way too high in price. It needs to come down. It's prime ready for a crash. It's number 3 on my list. If you're in Nashville, I hate to break it to you, but you could see over the next 12 months anywhere from 12 to 16% loss. That's right, 12 to 16% loss in property values. Coming in at number 2 is Houston. Yes, Houston, huge inventory, things not selling well. Houston looks rough for the next 12 months. My prediction, 15 to 17% down in the next 12 months. And the number 1 city I expect to go down the most in the next 12 months, Phoenix. Yeah, Phoenix inventory is rising fast. Phoenix is in all kinds of trouble. Bail. If you can bail out, I would bail out. But I expect over the next 12 months, Phoenix to drop between 18 and 20%. Like and follow for more.
Wow.
So
18.
that is one person's opinion on
Right.
TikTok. So what
Yeah.
kind of credentials does this guy have?
Yeah, that's my question.
I don't know.
Dude, this
But-
is like my aunt when she speculates real estate. I'm like, hold on a
So
second.
this is Kevin found this. Kevin, who is this guy?
yeah, who is the dude?
He pops up on my feed all the time. He's I don't agree with a lot of the things he says, but he always has interesting takes, and he does follow it up with facts. The reality is there
there
is
was
a
no
lot of
facts there.
Oh, he's talking about inventory, the rise of inventory.
Yeah, that was the only fact that
Yeah, I
he said.
guess, and it really wasn't specific on facts. He
wasn't.
was just like, it
He
looks like
wasn't.
there's more.
Well, yeah, and
So
and
let me say this. I don't think he's wrong. I think we are.
Wait,
we are
hold
going
on.
to,
This is big.
So I think that we are going to, prices are going to go down, and they already have. I've seen it, and especially 55 plus, and especially condos and townhouses.
Yeah.
Anything with shared walls, that we've seen that going down and being hard to sell, and also on the outskirts of town. But 55 plus right now is way down, way down.
hey, I'll be 55 in 2 weeks. I can
Well,
buy
then
it.
you're way
know,
down,
Kevin.
dude. You're
Should
way,
buy
way
it?
down.
Should I buy it?
I wouldn't buy
You
it.
should buy it and help out the community.
I'll teach pickleball all day. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
dude.
All right, so but the other part, I think he's way off on the amount that
I think 20% is a big number.
Yeah.
That's
That is a
huge.
big number. I don't think that'll be the
That's
case.
true.
There may be some that happened because they shouldn't have been priced that way to begin with.
That's true.
The houses that are not in the best of shape or need repairs or are very dated. So I think there could be that. It's going to be an interesting time.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting time. There's a new company that came out. I went to a house the other day. Really, really nice guy, and he was he has a locksmith service.
Okay.
Did you know? Because I was telling him about the people that have been scammed
Yes.
and the scammers. He said the same thing happens in the locksmith industry,
Oh,
and that companies they'll call them if it's like a 1-800 number or something like that, and they'll call and say it's $75, and then when they get out there, it's like that's just a trip charge, and
Oh, they'll
now you have
charge
to
them
pay
more.
me for the key and getting in,
Oh,
and
geez.
so he said there's a number that it's like almost a union for locksmiths here in town, and I thought that was pretty interesting. But I went over to his house, and he's a really, really nice guy. Really liked him. We had a great conversation. There's a company in town that told him, his house needed some work, and it was worth maybe $375,000 fixed up, and needed probably about 50 or 60 to get there. But there's a company in town that just came out that's offering to they have a realtor came out and said, we'll buy it for $400,000, $399,000. We'll pay you $320 up front, and then you'll get the rest of it when they sell it. and I'm sitting here going, that's a flat out lie. There's no way they're going to do that. And I'm like, well, what is this based on? Well, they have to do an appraisal, which the seller has to pay for, right? By the way,
Right.
And so the seller pays for it. It's an as-is appraisal. That appraisal is going to come back at less than $300,000. I guarantee it. So I don't understand the purpose of what they're doing.
Yeah, because
Wasting
once that
everybody's
appraisal
time.
comes back low, then the whole deal's off, right? I mean, what would be
I
their?
just don't know if they know what they're doing. And I've gone up against them a couple of times, and it's such a confusing process. And
Do you think they have appraisers in their back pocket? Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know how they work. I can just tell you it's not logical, and it's not practical, and it's not true.
Yeah.
The
The numbers don't make sense.
numbers are a lie.
fixed
If
up,
you're
it's
telling
gonna
you
be-
somebody, you're telling a seller that you can buy their house for a certain number, that is just so far off what's reality is.
Right.
Just to get them to sign on the dotted line is just wrong to me.
Because then they tie up the house, right?
Yeah.
And then maybe at that point they're saying, "Oh, well, look what the appraisal came in lower. Sorry, we're going to have to buy it lower." Maybe that's the play. Maybe they're like, "Well,
Do you
the
think that
appraiser
there's
said
a way
this."
that they could stop it, though? I mean, I'm trying to think out loud.
Eventually,
like
I
if-
think the blowback is going to be so great that they're going to have to stop it themselves because it just doesn't make sense. And it's not the program itself. It's the agent, this particular agent, that is just lying. It's not true.
Can you call out the company or no?
No, I'm not going to do that.
well,
Well, just to warn people. you know?
No,
it's
I'm
just
not going to do that.
the hardest part is that you're up against so many different people that pop in and out of this market. There's so many names that we've talked about that are here today and gone tomorrow, and so in fact, some people they start new companies, and you don't even know that it's the same people that came in and created a bad reputation in the market a year ago.
Yeah, it's listen.
It's so
I'm not going
hard.
to say anything about the company. I'm just saying, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
How many times have you said that to folks? I mean, honestly, if that's just a one tell that you can always go to, it's that if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah. We're buying, we're doing over 100 transactions a month now, and we're the biggest buyers in the valley. And you go on every single other company that advertises now saying they're the number one buyers, number one home buyer, number one. Everybody's saying they're the number one home buyers. BS. Yeah, I'll put up my numbers right now with anybody.
Seriously, we'll do TikTok. We'll set up a TikTok.
Well,
we'll do
how can they
videos on
say that?
Instagram.
They just know no one's going to sue them or anything.
It's just they just
say whatever.
They just do it. Yeah, it's. I literally went to a company which I know does maybe 10 deals a month, and they have number one home buyer on their website. It's a joke.
So I can say, but see, if I try to say I'm the number one lender, I could get in trouble. Can't they get in trouble as a real estate company if they're lying?
I listen. I'm not going to.
I'm the number one person.
I'm not going to go sue them. I think that.
Yeah, you don't want
Kevin, you're the number one handsome loan
Well,
guy or
thanks.
something. You could say something like that.
Okay,
Work
thanks,
with what you
Chris.
got. You know what I mean?
I'll take it.
Hey, so check this out. I saw that monthly payments hit an all-time high. Typical U.S. home buyer monthly house payment hits an all-time high of $2,807 during the last 4 weeks. It's amazing to me. We've got houses going through the roof. You said inventory's going up.
Well, that's for the U.S., right?
This is the whole U.S. Yeah, but
$2,800 in Arizona is a great payment.
it's actually not too bad. I was looking at you.
That's what I'm saying.
Nationwide, you're like, wow, that's not too bad. No,
Yeah, I mean,
it's
we're still on the high side there. Here's something that we're doing, and for the last 4 first-time home buyers, I've done it is, and even people that are moving up, is that 2-1 buy down, and it's such a great program because you start off at 4% first year, 5% second year, 6% the third year, and the sellers are paying it, and that's what makes it great because sellers are paying up to, like, on a $500,000 house, like maybe 12, 13 grand.
12 or 13,000,
and that money stays in your account, so you'll see it on. Anyway, we'll talk about it a little bit more, but that's really helping people get into homes.
555 and Doug always at 1-800-SELL-NOW. Hold on.
Call Doug Hopkins 1-800-SELL-NOW.
Gosh, it's 3 times today, Chris. Enough.
Well, it's one of those days. It's a 3 Doug Hopkins singing day.
Enough.
Yeah.
So I actually talked to a couple of people about that Suno thing that you told us about, and there were a couple of dudes that were like, "Man, that worked." You gotta give it up, man. You never know what you're gonna learn.
It's
on the
a
Doug Hopkins
great program. For
real estate
sure.
radio show.
Yes.
Yeah, Suno is basically it's an app that you can put on your phone, and it makes songs for you. And actually, really good songs for you, for your lady.
Way better than you could write, and it does it in like 20 seconds. It's pretty crazy.
Pretty amazing, actually.
There's a lot of people that did that.
Yeah.
And then you put a TikTok or something on there, a little short or whatever, and
Yeah.
it got a bunch of hits.
Dude, I got to tell you, it's something else. Definitely worth downloading and playing around with for a second. So you were talking about condos. 68% of condos sold below list price in February, the highest share in 5 years.
Yeah.
Is this something that's specifically due to the condos? Like you said, anything with an attached wall?
Yeah, it for several different reasons. Number one, HOA fees are going up tremendously.
Like
insurance,
double, triple.
Yeah. Insurance is going up tremendously. And so it's getting so expensive that some are dropping their insurance for the condos, which makes them not financeable, which happened to a friend of ours.
Yeah.
So it's pricing is getting out of control, and fees are getting out of control, and so a lot less people are moving in or want to move into a condo because of the HOA fees are just out of whack.
I'll qualify someone. Let's say I'll figure out about what their payment will be. Say at $400,000, they go buy a $400,000 condo, but it has like a $600 HOA. They don't
Wait,
qualify.
per month?
Per month, yeah. Sometimes they have rec centers and pools. A lot of these newer ones have quite a few amenities, but that costs money. And so even though in a typical, single family home HOA might be $40, $50, whatever, these ones are $500-$600 I'm seeing. So it's actually affecting people being able to get qualified.
Yeah, especially and on the older buildings that don't even have all that. A lot of them have a lot of claims, right? Because all of a sudden, you have a pipe burst in between the walls and it affects 2, 3, 4 units.
Oh yeah.
And so all of a sudden you have a lot of claims, and then the insurance company dumps you, because that's what the insurance companies are doing now. If there's too many claims, it's like too big a risk, you're dumped.
Yeah.
And then trying to find somebody else that'll do it, and it makes it hard. And then you're like, okay, well, we can find somebody that'll do the same insurance, but that insurance is going to go up, $50,000 over the year.
And we got to split that amongst all the homeowners association,
Yep, exactly.
and so that jumps your HOA rate up.
Exactly.